So we're going to have a few moments of some fun things that happen. We have one movie star here with us this evening, who happens to be my real estate agent, Chris Downey. She had a speaking role in terms, not Terms of Endearment, Ordinary People. Okay, and even better, and I hate to say this, Chris, because you do look fabulous, but 50 years ago, she was in, 50 years ago, so think about when that was, in the 60s, she was on a game show. She won 7 days, hopefully I've got this right, 7 days in a row. She won $115,000 worth of prizes. No, I'm not right? No, what was the number? Close? Okay, she'll tell you. Okay, let's go with it. $115,000 for the prizes. She won boats, cars, fur coats, jewelry, and she lived in an apartment in New York City. And guess what? She'll tell you. She sold all of the items, with the exception of a fur coat and maybe a little jewelry, to pay for her husband going through medical school. This is a true story. Okay, so Chris, being the wonderful person that she is, didn't say, okay, commission's done, I'm out of here. She came to the lunch, brought her daughter, she's a wonderful person, and she made one of our first nominations. She's going to come up here and introduce a safe haven, what it means to her, what I mean to her. I know. And then, so we're going to do 2 grants, then we're going to take a break. So enjoy.
Well, little did I know that selling Joan a house meant you get to go first, Chris. But clearly that was part of the agreement that we made. Most of what she said was true. It certainly wasn't yesterday, and those of you who live in Lake Forest know that half of your friends and neighbors were in an Ordinary People. And yes, it was fun being an extra, and with Robert Redford winning the Academy Award for his first role as a director, it was an exciting time. But to put it mildly, Joan and Tom and I had a wonderful time when we met each other and came together. And there's nothing more fun than helping someone find the house of their dreams. So when I was asked to nominate something for a grant for the 100 Women Making a Difference, I thought to myself, what really goes with me? And obviously, it has to do with housing, because the only reason I can be a member of 100 Women Making a Difference is because of what housing has done for me. Cindy Campbell is both a personal and a professional friend of mine, and I knew that she was very dedicated to an organization called A Safe Haven. A huge part of me is quite literal, and a safe haven says, in my opinion, exactly what it means. Everybody should have a safe haven. And obviously, since I'm a woman, I think it's especially important for a woman to be able to have a safe haven. It turns out that there were other things that a safe haven focuses on that are very keenly interesting to me, namely addiction and domestic abuse. And so when I thought of what group would I like to focus on, I thought of Cindy and her association with A Safe Haven, and the founder of the organization, Neli Vazquez-Rowland, with a hyphen in the middle, I got that right, is here tonight also, and they will have the pleasure of accepting an absolutely extraordinary $6,000 award. And we are beyond excited. I would like to thank my fellow members for appreciating the project that they proposed and for giving us this wonderful $6,000 award. Neli and Cindy, will you come up?
Thank you. Thank you, Chris, and all the 100 Women Making a Difference. I'm so lucky to have you in my life, and I'm particularly grateful you have welcomed A Safe Haven to your foundation. I believe that nothing makes sense unless we touch the hearts of others. And tonight, you have truly touched mine and everyone in a safe haven. I first read about A Safe Haven and Neli, our founder, in Crane Chicago Business, where I worked for 32 years. I was incredibly moved by their mission to help end homelessness and addiction by providing the necessary tools needed to reach sustainability and become contributing individuals again. Not only did they help provide employment and affordable permanent housing, but most importantly, they gave people back their self-esteem and confidence. I can tell you addiction has many faces, because one of those faces is mine. I'm a recovering alcoholic and struggled with my own addiction for many years. So when I first visited A Safe Haven and saw all the lives they were touching, I had to be a part of it. I've been with A Safe Haven for 2 years, and now I'm a volunteer and on the associate board. And by the way, this July I'll have 28 years in sobriety.
I just want to say, when I met Cindy, it was love at first sight. Cindy exudes generosity and love and caring for others, and she is truly a generous giver. The generous giver is someone whose heart generates love. It's not sentimental or romantic love, but a love built on compassion and care, a love that is drawn to the broken and the fragmented creatures and conditions of the world. This kind of love values human beings as those created in God's image. It is accompanied by a righteous anger at systems and forces that perpetuate the suffering and ignorance of others. This kind of love cannot contain itself when there are opportunities to change lives and circumstances to those unable to change their own situation. From what I've learned tonight about 100 women making a difference, you all personify generous givers. And as the trusted stewards of this generous donation, I promise you that that money will be dedicated to the homeless children that are in our program. Every year we have about 300 children that live in our program with their homeless mothers. And one of the things that's been lacking is a place for them to play and be while their mothers are getting the help that they need. A Safe Haven is one of the very few places in the city of Chicago that actually has housing for a mother with her children or a father with their children. And I just want to tell you a real quick story of a woman that was a veteran that came to our program back in like 2006, 2007. And I met her in 2008, and she was completed our program, and we were meeting with Senator Durbin because I'd read an article about 30% of the veterans being homeless in Chicago, and I wanted to meet with him and see what we can do at A Safe Haven to help. And he asked for a round table, and one of the veterans in the room was a woman. And she had served 2 tours of duty and was homeless because she had PTSD, and she self-medicated and became a drug addict, and was living on the streets and couldn't get the help that she needed because nobody would take her with her 2 daughters. And her daughters were preteen at that time, and at our program she told the senator that once she got the help that she needed for her addiction and the support and the life skills and the education and the parenting skills and all the things that she needed to really get back on her feet, including a job and permanent housing, like magic, her kids got better. So today, we recently heard from her. Her oldest daughter just got accepted to Northwestern. So these are real lives, these are real stories, and we have tens of thousands of them that come through our doors every year, and the issue is growing. So I really, really appreciate from the bottom of my heart you recognizing and accepting A Safe Haven as a beneficiary of your generosity. And I'd love to also thank Chris Downey for nominating A Safe Haven and for all of you for voting for A Safe Haven. So thank you very, very much. And Cindy.